Thank you guys for tuning back into the Sedalia and Jai show. We're going to wait just a little bit of a moment for IG to catch up to this fabulousness, darling. Amazing. We're just letting IG recognize that I'm back on. We're waiting a little bit for IG to alert everyone. I'm so grateful for you guys. What an incredible night. We've been learning so much about Sergio, our special guest for this evening. Thank you again for tuning in. He is in the building. We're about to bring him right back in. I'm just allotting a little bit of time for a few people to join us. I don't want y'all to miss this. Y'all don't need to miss it. So I'm giving y'all time because I know we be on CP. I'm giving you a little bit of time. Awesome. Okay, we're going to bring in our special guest again. This episode of the Sedalia and Jai Show is sponsored to you by Tandem Media. Thank you so much for joining us and tuning in today. As I mentioned, our special guest is Sergio. For those of you who are joining us, for those of you who are new, joining us, and those of you who are coming back, we're grateful for you again. Let's bring in Sergio. Let's get some claps back. Welcome back.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Thank y'all. Look, IG, this whole thing, an hour, we're done stressing me out. I need them to stop that.
Yeah, that's dead.
But it's okay. We're back and we're getting everything going on. You know, we were speaking just before we hung up about your latest album, and then you're going to tell us about something new that you're working on. You're going to give us a little bit of an exclusive and a sneak preview. But going back to your This Will Hurt album, you know, shouted out everyone who helped you make that project amazing, and your affinity with Blue, which is very powerful. But I want to focus a little bit too on like some of my favorite songs, at least.
Okay.
You know, Temporary and On My Way. These again are your hit singles. You know, this message, like I said, when I hear you sing it, I really feel it. We're not getting personal, no situationships up in here. Everybody calm down. But I felt the pain and the hurt, as well as the passion and the love. I feel like you put 120,000% into the album. So I want to talk a little bit more about the creative process and the inspiration a little more, even for those two particular tracks, which are your hit singles.
You said Temporary.
On My Way and Temporary, yeah.
Like, thank you. Yeah, On My Way, like, and Temporary, those are like some of the favorites. I think that when I created On My Way, I wanted to touch on the beginning of the end of the relationship, like when it was just like diving down, and like I had to create, like I had to give you guys the conflict. As you can see, like, Jordy didn't have that much time for me working and all that other stuff, and I'm like, you know, I'm about to pull up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I'm about to pull up, and I know that can get a lot of people in jail. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm pulling up. I don't care. Like, what's up? Boom. So, and that was really what it was.
I know we need more men taking initiative. Thank you.
And it was really fun. Like, and then it was important for me to follow up with one that had to show you how I moved on. I was like, shoot, like doing what everybody do. Like when you break up with somebody, like you really just start, you be like, you know what, I just need something a little
Temporary.
In and out. Exactly, a little some fast food, little poke and go. Like I just needed a little situation, you know what I mean? So that was what Temporary was. And when I recorded those songs, I think that one of my favorite parts about my process is I record in a way that is not conventional. I don't write anything down. I just press record. I tell him press record, and then I just make the song as like that, like straight up and down. Like pick up the phone, girl. I called you on 77 online. I know you're busy, but can you please make a little time for me? Like when I did that I promise you, my DJ Cool, my producer, he'll tell you, he'd be like, how the hell did you think of that? I was like, I don't know. Like, I was like, I don't know. Cause you on your 7-7. No.
It just
like,
came.
and then like temporary, like it's been 6 months. Wait, it's been 3 months. I forgot the words. Like it's been 2 months. I think it's 2 months because I referenced time on another track. So I picked up the time. Think of me. So it was like it's been 6 months. It's been 2 months. 2 months. I think it's 2. It's been 2 months. A breakup over.
Yeah.
But today I'm done. And that's like, that was so real because like I was good sometimes, and then sometimes I just needed that affection, that presence, that connection with, you know what I'm saying? And I just needed it. And I was very clear, like, you know what I mean? Like, whomever I lay with, like, I'm about to, let me not say that word. I'm about to do you like we are in love. And
okay, cut.
like, you know what I mean? Like I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna pretend that I'm in love with you.
Brandy, put it down.
Exactly. I'm gonna put it down is good. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put it down like I love you, and you should have known better. No, I'm just like, but yeah, like, yeah.
Don't be
yeah. But yeah, for real, like it was beautiful creating those songs because again, it felt good to just say it, you know what I mean, and just to put it in my own little art, little form, and things like that. I love
the. Do you ever feel vulnerable about that a little bit though? Like I don't know, because I know you also have like incredible integrity, and you do the right thing, and you don't hear about you wilding out in the streets, even though we could. So I know that you hold yourself to a high regard. How does that feel, exposing that side of yourself, babe? Because I'm hot right now. I'm stressed out.
It's tough for me sometimes. I'll say that. Just because, like, I don't want people to get the wrong impression of me, or like or put the wrong thing out there, and then people run out with it. So it's like I try to be careful with how I move. You know what I mean? Like, and then but then there's a part of me be like, yo, well, you still got to be real and true to yourself. So you got to find that middle ground. So I just said, you know what? Forget it. Like, take it how you want to take it. Feel what you want to feel, whatever. Like, but moreover, understand that it's true. And that's all that mattered to me, that it was true. So it felt good to be true through the music.
Tell me about Can't Breathe. I even need a little bit of an acapella because that, ooh, honey, for me, I was like,
Can't Breathe.
I'm too emotional. You know, I'm emotional.
Yeah. Now, I would say Can't Breathe is like one of my favorite songs, but I don't know. Like when I was writing that, like when I created that song, I was like, you know, I gotta show that, like, maybe I didn't feel that I made the right decision by stepping away. Like, you know, it's killing me because I'm the one who let you go. Oh. Like when I say that, like it was like, you know, and then like when I go on, like going on and on with that song, I was like, I couldn't breathe in the studio. Like I was just like, yo. I was talking to one of my friends. They was like, yo, I've been heartbroken before, whatever. And I felt it in my heart. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never felt that before. But when I experienced the breakup, and then did I just drop the ball? Like, did I just let go of something that I needed? Like, I couldn't breathe. And I was like, I feel that joint right here in my chest. I feel it in my heart. I feel it deep within. Like, and I was just like, yo, when I had to create something that you felt, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
in the bridge,
we felt that. Woo,
yeah. When I said in the bridge, like, and I pray when you hear this song, like, you know what I feel, whatever. So it was, man, like, you don't understand, like, creating music is so healing for me because I don't talk to that many people about how I feel or what I go through. Like, you know, I'm a sheltered person in terms of, like, because I always had to be strong as a kid. I've always had to be, even though I'm younger than my older siblings, like I've always had to be more mature than them. I always had to dictate. And I always had to, like, so for a long time, I wasn't able to be vulnerable. And my mother is stone cold, like iron fist, because my father died when I was a little shorty. So that created like that. I became the father for my siblings. You know, 7 of us raised in one crib. It created this level of like, I couldn't open myself up to somebody. Like if it wasn't right, I left. If it like, you know, but with this particular situation, like it was like I stuck around through the hurt, the ups and downs, like the doubt, the questioning in myself, like, and I had my little toxic moments. You know what I mean? If you think of me, like when I say like I may have lied sometimes too. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I probably did lie. Like it wasn't all you. You know what I mean? Like in acknowledging that was big for me to take my to know that I had some play in it, like some part in it. And like, that's important. Like the person you love or like you fall out of love with, you gotta acknowledge your part, because nobody is perfect. And that's been my biggest struggle in life, understanding and accepting that I'm not perfect.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, babe, I'm gonna put you on the spot just a little bit, only because I know you can handle it and because we're so close. And we've known each other for so long. And it's only coming to my mind because, you know, people, you know, they trust you in the sense that, and even I do, in the sense that, you know, what you say, there's a transparency and a truth,
Yeah.
that I think is important. And I see it. I don't think a lot of men are exhibiting that, even recognizing moments where they fall weak, but they're still constantly trying to be better, and they're still acknowledging, and they're so aware and emotionally intelligent.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you definitely have that. But you know, there's a little bit of to give you some context, there's a little bit of a situation happening here in Toronto within our community and our tribe. That isn't necessarily, you know, really great, almost looking a little bit like an R. Kelly situation. Not so much in terms of like the age, but in this exploitation of women, of Black women, and abuse of Black women.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, just after, what's that old comedian? Oh, I was just sorry. I'm nostalgic. I'm like going back to, because when I'm speaking, I'm thinking Benji Brown. He's like, when I just.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever watch Benji?
When I just got this dick. When I just got this did. I know exactly what you're talking about. I love Benji Brown.
That's exactly how I was feeling when I was talking. Anyways,
no, you good. I already know.
Yeah, but just to say that, like, you know, after we just had the situation with Breonna Taylor, and we're constantly, Black women again are constantly, and we're kind of going to wrap up on this note, but we're constantly fighting and supporting our Black men, and we're not being treated the same. If anything, we're continuously abused. We feel like we're the most hated, the most disrespected, the most unloved, the most unwanted. How do you hold other brothers accountable? That's hard, right? Because you have your personal growth and you're aware, exactly. but it doesn't matter if all niggas ain't ish. Yeah.
I hold them accountable, like, by speaking out as soon as I see it. Like, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're my friend, or even if you didn't ask my opinion. You got to understand the damage and like the mishandling of Black women. It's so prehistoric, like in terms of like where it started, you know what I mean? Like, you talking about the one thing that has kept this country afloat. Like, we got to give credit when it's due. Like, these women have, like, Black women have raised white children. Black women have like turned the other cheek. Black women have Black women have shielded us from the pain and the suffering and the things that we went through. Black women have loved us even through our error. And like, to me, like, it's important as a Black man to speak up, like, and to also like to pour into Black women, you know what I mean? Like, to let them know, like, yo, I got your back. And it's funny that you said that, because we mentioned me being a screenwriter, and I one of my favorite shows that I'm writing and I'm creating is called Felicia, and it's a comedy. And I use Felicia.
Tell us about that too. Yeah, you started that a long time ago.
Yeah, I started a long time ago, and I just turned it into a TV show, and I'm about to begin my shopping process, which is very, very like tedious, but I'm gonna touch on that because I'm glad you asked me that, because with Felicia, like, when I create her character and her dialogue with the other Black women, this is what I'm doing. I make it that, like, on my show, like, you see her coexist with other Black women because I'm writing it. You see her acknowledge and adjust the crown of her best friend and a woman, even her situation with the character Sergio, like, when she falls out of a relationship with him, she still, even when her in her mind, she like, yo, I want his new girlfriend, I really want to, but then she catches herself and she's like, you know, like, and the other Black woman's like, yo, I love your style, I love who you are, I don't know you, I didn't know you was his ex. But like, it's important for me to write that in that way that Black women can be like, yo, I respect what y'all went through and y'all passed whatever, and like, and I'm never gonna disrespect you just because I wasn't there or that I'm still in that new place. So like, with her, like, I do a damn good job of uplifting Black women and writing the story that we need to see from Black women, because when you turn on TV, they always butting heads. When you turn on TV, they're always overly sexualized. You don't even give the reason why they're over sexualized. You don't even acknowledge like the things that you guys are doing. Like what I like the opening scene like of the pilot, like when she talks about like she says like I'm getting into corporate America is very hard for me because like she said a lot of people don't understand me, like how I look and how I talk, whatever. She said sometimes I can't, like it's hard for me to get in the door. When I get in the door, they tell me to turn who I am down. So like it's important for me to like change that and switch the tune. And but also I speak to my
always being told to tone it down, Sergio.
And I hate that. I hate that because I hate the narrative of angry black women. Like y'all deserve to be angry, but y'all aren't angry. Y'all are very strong. Y'all are y'all opinions matter.
Reasonable and understanding. We be trying to be calm, darn it.
And it really pains me, like when you guys are silenced, like when you muzzle my black queens, because I learned from black women. You know what I mean? Like black women are the reason that I am who I am right now, and it's just so important to acknowledge that, and to also, if you see somebody doing wrong to black women, to step in and be like, yo, chill out. You know what I mean? Like that's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's sister. That's somebody, you gonna have to answer to somebody. It's funny, I was talking to my cousin recently, and I'm gonna wrap up, but I was talking to my cousin recently on FaceTime, and her boyfriend was like, yo, why you sound like that when you on the phone with me? Like when you know I'm around. I was like, what you mean? He was like, your tone, everything just changed different. And then so I was like, nah, you good. So we get off or whatever. My cousin hits me up. She's like, yo, isn't he so funny? I was like, yeah, he's funny, but it's important for him to know that you got a strong man by you. It's important for him to know that I'm not here to play with him. Like I've never met you in person, like, and I'm gonna show you love. I'm gonna be nice to you, whatever. But it's also, I want to let you know that if you do anything to her, you're gonna answer to me. I'm gonna pull up.
Yes.
It's no doubt in my mind. I'm gonna pull up and be the first to pull up. You ain't even gonna know what I'm in. You ain't gonna even know I'm in that letter. I'm pulling up. I'm shaking, I'm moving, I'm doing what I'm doing, whatever, and you got to understand whatever, that we could be cool, whatever, but we ain't friends, because you're going to have to answer to me if you decide that you want to switch gears and not be the Prince Charming that you presenting. Like, whatever it is, whatever, I don't got no beef with you. But I'm going to be the first person to pull up. So it's important for me to move in that way or whatever with you, whatever. Like, so my tone, it changes a little bit. You hear a little bit more bass in my voice, and my chest is poked out, because this is not just for show. This is just real talk. I'm from Chicago, and you already know it ain't nothing to switch it on. But I'm letting you know, you're not going to disrespect the women around me. You're going to acknowledge them as the queens they are. Like, it pains me. Speaking of R. Kelly, we from the crib. And, our memories, like, listening to his music and just everything, how his genius. But even then, I had to turn that off, because it's important for me to know, like, that this shit went on way too long when it came to black women and black girls. Because what did you tell black girls their value by allowing it to go through? But with the Caucasian women, if that was happening, it would never happen with a ring of Caucasian women. Like, now I know we got the Epstein
now you would have been locked up and put on death row yesterday.
Period. And it's important, like, when we watch young Aaliyah, you know what I mean? Like, be, like, as young as she is. And even the black women and people like their families and things like that. Yeah, but as a man, though, as a grown-ass man, you have a choice. Like, you have a choice to really, 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 like, be the difference and understand. And this is a man that had a daughter, you know what I mean? Like, so 2 daughters, a daughter and a trans son, I'm sorry. But it's important to understand that, like, you have to answer to somebody. So, like, I walk around, if I see a black situation before I move, the day before I move, my videographer tell you this situation between this black man and this woman. And I guarded her, and I walked in front of her, and I was like, yo, hey, chill. And he kept walking. I'm like, yo, chill out. So that's what I'm doing. I'm accountability, and just being that what we need to see as black men. It's just like, there's no fear in me when I approach another black man, because there's a little bit of this here. That's why when I see a black man, there's a head up, there's an acknowledgement, because we need to acknowledge each other in the room, and we need to call each other out, because we got to change things, because these are our queens. These are the women that bear our children. These are the women who, again, cry tears. The women, when you watch George Floyd situation, rest in peace to that black king. But who was the first person on the front line, who was in line more than anybody, going hard, pushing the envelope for change, was black women. So you got to do that for Breonna Taylor. We got to do that for Rakia Boyd. Like, we got to go out there. We got to make this change so that that this don't happen. We can't, even trans women, you know, like, let's talk about that. Like, trans women as well, whatever. Like, people, like, got to understand that no black is black. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
whatever you don't fit, you don't dictate who people love, how people choose to live their life, or who they are inside, like who they are, like, but they're black. And so when we have the hashtags about the trans women, like, it's important for us to be able to acknowledge that as all kind of black men, like, no matter if you straight, gay, whatever it is, whatever what you believe in, that is a life. So I challenge the black straight men, like, to stop killing trans women. I challenge black straight men to retweet the tweets that you see about a black trans woman that has passed away. I challenge black men as a whole, no matter who you love, whatever it is, like, to acknowledge trans women as human beings. Like, because if we don't change this, there is a plague on trans women, and these people are black. It don't matter what, you can flip it all you want to, but these people bleed like you and I, and they look like you and I. This skin, this color of our skin, like, this is like, it's not just one thing. It's not a monolith. It's not one thing. You know what I mean? Like, so it's important for us, like, as black men, to really, really be different and be better for the future, and uphold our sisters, our black women, our black trans sisters. Like, it's important. So, yeah.
And again, that message is so important. And like you said, you've given us concrete examples about what to do in cases of extremity, meaning when things are out of control and out of hand. But babe, you know, these things, please forgive me again, but these things start very subtly. They start with small situations, even within how effed up our dating is in our generation, for example.
Exactly.
You know, what can you say to your viewers about that? Because it starts, you don't want it to be necessarily a psychopath, or is it something that you always see right away? That's why it gets out of hand too, because it's very discreet. Also because there's other influences, you know, of course, media, the industry, organization, all these things. You know, mental health disorders, all these other components that come along. But I think part of the root, at least for me, and I only want to, like, share it with another intelligent brain, which is why I'm picking it up. Is that I think part of the problem too is, even in, like, basic interaction between men and women, let's say, just because I'm not very well versed on other experiences, even though I'm an advocate of the BIPOC community and transgender, etc. But I don't have direct experience in that, so I'm going to use men and women just for the sake of clarity. But even that, like, you know, the little bit of moments where, like, there's a subtle form of abuse and power that men seem to, like, try to put on women is a lot.
Yeah, it is, and it's real bad, because, like, again, like, you putting that out there is, like, only creating damaged women. Like, you're damaging.
You know,
like,
no other race says niggas ain't shit. Now that I'm not gonna like cover. Sorry. Like, there's no other race says that. And I've spoken to this with another close friend of mine here in Toronto. He was on the show, and he's, like, founded this organization for men. But I want to get, even again, I'm trying to tap into the minds of black men who hold themselves accountable and who are actually emotionally intelligent. Because we need to feel protected. We need to hear that. That's the reason why I'm bringing it out. We need to know that there are brothers and kings, like, out there like you, who are aware of what's happening. Right? So, we're the only race who does that. Why is that? How does that make us feel?
I think that it's really, like, again, like, some of it is taught, but some of it is just, like, allowing it to just keep going as black men, not speaking up and not being the change. Like, and I think that one of the biggest things is we gotta do the work. Like, I was like go to this, get therapy, and also be able to acknowledge your spirits and your toxic, like, the things, like, the traits, the things that make you this person. Like, be truthful and not try to come out the gate like, oh, Prince Charming and things like that, whatever. I think it's important to be your truth. Like, bring your truth to the table. And when you bring your truth to the table as a unit, you guys can work on that. But just throwing it on black women and be like, oh yeah, like, y'all gonna deal with it, whatever, because it's like, whatever. Like, I don't like that. That pains me, because it's like, you're not really, like, saying that they have the value that you have for your mother. Because, you know, we respect our black men. We love our moms.
That's right. That's what I don't get. You love your mama, but you treat women like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's important for us to really, really, like, be able to understand that that's somebody's mother. And even if a woman isn't a mother, that's somebody's sister, that's somebody's friend, that's somebody you got. It's just, I don't know fully why we do that, but it really does change. It starts with us holding each other accountable and be like, yo, we not for that.
That's not cool. Like, don't be afraid to say something just because you want to be popular and fit in.
Yeah.
If you see someone acting crazy and moving mad, you better speak your truth and let them know.
We got to be that change, because again, these new generation of babies that are being born, these girls that are coming up, like, we got to stop like telling women like, oh, but what are you wearing, or justifying our actions based off of how a woman is presenting herself. My thing messed up, but yeah, like, we got to stop trying to put it on them and just own what we've done.
Thank you so much for that. I think a lot of women could actually hear that. And I'm going to be hosting a panel very soon, guys, and maybe I'll talk to Sergio about it too. Again, there was a really major incident happening here in Toronto that was big enough where there's criminal reports that will be potentially filed.
Wow.
It's within our artist community, and there's a lot of big artists out here in Toronto. We all work together very closely and know each other, and we're a tribe. So no one's happy. We actually do hold each other accountable, and we're like, I
love that.
This is about, we need to have a discussion. So I'm just noticing our generation, how things are happening. I may try and create like a national Zoom call or something. I don't know. But these things, something needs to happen. These things aren't okay. But before we wrap up, you know, we thank you again so much for taking the time to be here with me tonight.
Thank you.
I know you got a lot going on, but can you give us just like a little sneaky peek about like what you're working on? Like, what can we expect in the very near future?
Like, you could expect my album very soon. Like, I finished this, complete all that, and I've been working really hard on it. And it's very tough during the pandemic to
exclusively isn't announced. It's a secret y'all don't tell. Only Sedale and Jai exclusive.
Yeah, like my first single, like, it's really, really dope. It's really, I don't know. My creative director probably killed me for saying the title, but
don't tell him too much. He's gonna be like, I know you're comfortable with Sedale, but you have to tailor it.
Yeah. So, like, everything is like just being like propped up for like this crazy era, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about the 4 TV shows that I'm developing, which is really, really exciting. Like, I've been writing. This quarantine has been good for me in a lot of ways, because I've been at the crib writing, creating pitches, doing character bios. It's just a lot of work, and I've been really, really focused on that, and I'm really excited about that. And I'm working on finding out how I can like reach different people in different states from home, because this pandemic is like forcing us to be creative. You know what I mean? So like, I got so much coming, like merch coming. You can check out stay tuned to my little ghetto outside.
Okay, everybody, it's not another protest. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I just got a lot of stuff that I've been working on. So you guys just I've been like auditioning for different things, and like we'll see how that goes. So just keep me in your prayers and continue to support me, and be on the lookout for this new music that I'm ready to present to you guys.
You guys, I don't know what else to say to you. You've heard it from the man, the myth, and the legend himself, Sergio, who's graced us with his presence tonight, has talked to us again a lot about his love and advocate for Black women, and we need more kings like that. So if anything but even that, you know, we got to support each other and be there for each other.
I appreciate you.
Really important. And I guarantee too that, you know, new Monica's and Bernie's that baby making music. Put on the Sergio album, okay?
Exactly.
Hey, it is temporary.
Hey, be ready.
I love it. I'm here for it.
But I appreciate you for taking the time to hear my story, and just to nurture. Like, and because like we've spoken multiple times before this, whatever, just like to keep me focused and driven, and like in this moment, just to with my fans and new fans, and just giving me the platform to speak, and just to be all of who I am. Because, you know, sometimes it gets a little tough because people see me as one thing, whatever, but they don't understand there's so much more to me outside of the music. I stand for something. I stand for people, and I love people, and I love my people. So I appreciate you and what you're doing. I'm proud of you. We've been knowing each other forever. And just to see where you've come and where I know where you're going. I know your potential. I know what you are going to do and what you're doing. So, like, Queen, like, keep going and keep changing the world in your way. And everything you got coming, stand by it and understand that we got your back and we rooting for you, especially me. Period.
You know, you're my big brother. I call you. I'm like, what do I do about this new venture?
Yeah.
Managers and things that I'm not used to. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
You know, and that will continue. You know, God bless us. Thank God enough through RK being on the show to put us again back in contact, even though we already had a special place in our hearts for each other. So I'm really grateful for how the world will always do that. And we're going to hold each other accountable, King.
Exactly, Queen.
Yes, sir. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to let you go. Go ahead, get some rest.
Yes.
Do your thing. And you guys follow Sergio. For my viewers, I know you already have all your followers, but my viewers who maybe don't know Sergio yet, then I'm going to need you to learn today. I'm going to need you to get everything together, okay? And figure it out. You need to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and, well, I promoted you all on my page, so you guys can click the link there, because IG's been weird. You can't, like, even pin, like it doesn't show in the upper left-hand corner, right? Are you seeing anything, Sergio, in your upper left-hand corner?
Yeah, on my right corner, I see my face, the flyer.
Okay, right. But I mean, like your handle and everything. So I've already pinned it, but they can also follow you on my page. That's all I wanted to say.
And it's my name. It's just right there.
It's just Sergio. Very simple. Easy to follow. Easy to follow. And download his tracks on iTunes. All I got to say, Temporary, On My Way, bangers.
Thank you.
Bangers. The whole album's a whole mood, but those, if you just want to get a taste, start there. Start there.
Appreciate
all right, baby.
I love you so much.
I love you.
I love you more.
Thank you. Bye. Oh my God, what an incredible ending to the show with our special guest again, Sergio. What a powerful, powerful individual and a very conscious and present individual. I'm so grateful for him. And I'm also grateful, maybe even more, so grateful for you guys tuning into the Sedalia Njai Show. This episode of the Sedalia Njai Show is sponsored to you by Tandem Media. You guys already know what it's about. Studio space, you get 30% off. I told you guys that I was going to give you the promo code. You get 30% off if you use my special code. My special code is Sedalia. My name, Sydellia. Again, Sydellia. Be sure to follow me. For those of you who are on the show that didn't follow me, follow Sergio for my followers who don't know Sergio. And yeah, follow Tandem Media too and get that 30% off if you're here in Toronto with my code. Avec plaisir. It was an incredible night. Thank you all again.